In all of the games I've ever played on this channel, only on 2 live streams have I ever quit a game. One was Sweet Home, and that's just because it was a bad game to stream. This is the only game I've ever quit because it was so hard and so bad. And I mean, it is notorious and legendary for its terribleness. It's Super Star Wars Return of the Jedi. This game was developed by Sculptured Software, who have never made a good game and are primarily known for porting games to the Super Nintendo and ruining them. Like the Doom port, which is so bad, and the freaking Mortal Kombat port, it's so bad. Now this game closely follows the plot of Return to the Jedi, and it even fills in some of the little story parts that happen in between parts of the movie. Now that's really cool. That's cool, I like that. I like that it sticks to the story, but this game is freaking 20 stages long. 20 stages, that's too much. Some of them are over an hour long. Some of them I spent like 4 hours on, okay? That's like a freaking RPG. And this is an action game. This is a platforming action game. And a lot of this game is so frustratingly difficult that it is really torturous to have to play through these really long stages. Honestly, there are times playing this game I would actually rather be at the dentist than doing this. Now, this game looks good, it sounds good, it's freaking Star Wars. If you like Star Wars, you're gonna like this. But where this game gets its bad reputation is from its absolutely atrocious level design. The first level is this Mode 7 racing level where you have to dodge stuff and jump over ravines. It's nothing special, but it's not bad, okay? It's not bad at all. I beat it on my first try. But everything after that is a freaking side-scrolling platformer collectathon. And it really does feel like an Amiga game, like Turrican, if you're familiar with that, but like way crappier. So before each stage, you select from the available characters. And they are characters from the movie, and they do change in between stages, right? At the beginning of Return of the Jedi, Han Solo is still frozen in, I was gonna say kryptonite, carbonite. So like he's not available in the first stage of this game, right? But after you rescue him, he becomes available. That makes sense, right? That's good game design, right? Right? Now, besides Han Solo, you have Luke, Leia, and Chewbacca. And Luke and Leia are melee, and Chewbacca and Han Solo use ranged weapons like pistols and rifles. I don't know that it super matters which character you select. They all feel really either overpowered or underpowered, like in every situation. It's just the stages are too easy or they're too hard, and it doesn't even really matter. Like I say, it doesn't matter, or it's the most important decision you've ever made, right? like who cares, or it's make or break. I hate that, because you're not set up to know the rules by which to play the game, right? Is it important? Is it not important? We don't know. It's random. On the melee characters, you have this spinning double jump that seems to be like the most effective attack in the game, because you're constantly having to make these blind jumps, and there are always enemies placed in a spot to make you take damage. So basically, it plays almost like Sonic the Hedgehog, except you don't bounce off the enemies. You just like travel through them. So if you're about to jump into a ravine and you like jump up to hit some freaking mosquito, you know, the common mosquito enemies you see in all of the Lord of the Rings, not Lord of the Rings, Star Wars, wrong franchise. Star Wars movies, well, you don't bounce off the legendary mosquitoes. No, in this one, you just pass through them and you fall into the pit of death, okay? The level design in these games is baffling, and as far as I can tell, it was just modeled after like an ant farm. It's just like a large like rectangle with just like branching paths, like running all through it. Everything looks the same, and you'll always feel lost because there's no like real way to differentiate the different areas of the levels. They honestly look like they're just copied and pasted over and over and over again, and some of them are really big. And when you die, it takes you back to like a previous checkpoint, and the checkpoints are like touching R2-D2. Okay. But you don't just move left to right through these stages. They're maze-like. Sometimes you'll approach a checkpoint from the left or the right, and then you'll proceed to play for another 20 minutes, and then when you die and it puts you back at the checkpoint, guess what? You can't remember if you're supposed to go left or right. Everything looks the same. It's not clear. You're being attacked from all sides. So you end up going left, wrong. You end up backtracking to the beginning of the level and wasting more time. Oh yeah, and you picked up checkpoints along the way, which basically rewind your progress. It's like plugging in a freaking USB cable where you have like a 50-50 chance, but you always guess wrong the first time. So you try it again and that's also wrong, and then you go back to the first way and you got it right. So you're right the first time, and for some reason it just didn't want to work. That's what playing this game feels like, except you're just infinitely flipping the USB cable over and over again. Now, this is not an exaggeration, but I think the enemies and the enemy placement in this game is the worst I've ever seen in any game. They usually just infinitely respawn, and their freaking prime directive is just to home in on you and fly or run directly into your face, which would be fine and expected. I play a lot of shoot 'em ups. I'm used to things flying into my face, okay? Except they can fly and move through the terrain, and you can't. Those legendary mosquitoes, yeah, they'll just move right through the rocks. They'll be on a path above you. They'll just come down through and attack you, and you can't attack them. Why freaking Sculpture? Why did you make your game do that? That's so irritating. Basically, every flying enemy in every level is just always homing in on you at all times.
Why is he still alive? How do you get around that? What do you do there? What are you supposed to do?
You know that scene in horror movies where people get attacked by like a swarm of bats, and there's just bats like all over them just flapping like crazy, and they're just like screaming and like, there's just like trying to get the bats out of their freaking hair? You know those, you remember those scenes? That's how this game feels to play all the time. You're just being assaulted by a million little things that should be easy to knock away, but like you can't get them off of you. Just simple tasks like jumping up stationary platforms doesn't feel right, and you can't even get them to work half the time. You can't make simple jumps half the time, and the game often requires you to do these insane platforming challenges. The truth is, this game doesn't really have level design. No one with intelligence could design anything this bad. It looks like it was just, like I said, randomly placed. Like they had the game engine where they designed the level and they just like clicked a piece and drug it like randomly around. As long as there was a path from beginning to end, like a maze, didn't matter what was in the maze, it doesn't matter the route, it doesn't matter that the maze loops back on itself, it doesn't matter that the platforms can't really be jumped up without like landing on a pixel perfect spot. They just like send it. They're like, send it, it's good, it works, it's Star Wars, people love it. And they kind of did. In hindsight, they hated it, but at the time they loved it. And this game sold like crazy. I play a lot of hard games, and I'm kind of known for playing hard games and persevering through them. Not that I'm like a great gamer. I would say I'm a little bit better than average in general. Some games I'm really good at, some games I'm not great at. But this is one of the hardest freaking games I've ever played in my entire life. And it's not because it's like challenging, it's because it's unfair and poorly designed. And it's just so long. It's just such a long game. I charge you, after you're done with this video, not now, okay? Finish this video first, but after you're done with this, go watch an online guide on how to beat this game. Each stage is like a half-hour long episode, primarily centered around cheesing the game and finding spots to farm extra lives. Like the very first stage in the walkthrough is like get to the end and then go over here and collect these 2 1-ups and then die. And then like go back to the checkpoint and then collect the 2 1-ups and die. And each time you're getting like a yield positive, a net positive yield of 1 life. It's like get up to 99 lives. Then you have to do that like 15 more times in the game. No, that's a chore. That's not a game, that's a chore. LucasArts knew they didn't have to make a good game, right? It's Star Wars, it's still gonna sell automatically, so they just dumped this garbage out without even really playtesting it. There's no way that a focus group of people played this stupid game and were like, yeah, that's what people want to do with their time, is play this. Right from the beginning, it's unfair. The first opening second to the game, you're like, what is even freaking happening? And that's the speeder level, the good one. After that is like, I don't know. You know when they talk about like the crap hitting the proverbial fan, right? People say that, but do you ever like envision what it would be like to just take a turd and push it through the back of a fan and just it blow everywhere? That's actually what this game is like. They just fed a turd into the back of a fan and wherever it splattered, like that's what you got. It's Star Wars. George Lucas, guys. Han Solo, freaking Bikini Leia and Jabba the Hutt and all that crap. Buddy, how is it not gonna sell 1 million copies? Like I said, this is the only game I have streamed that I quit and never finished.
It is unbelievably chuckle. If you want me to keep playing, I'll keep playing it for a little bit. But boy, I don't want to. I really don't want to. 2/3 of you guys voted to banish Return of the Jedi to the Shadow Realm.
This was such a bad and painful experience to play that the viewers begged me to stop playing it after they selected it for me to play. They regretted their decision, okay? They paid money, they tipped money to make me play this game and then asked me to abandon it. That's how bad this is. If you've ever heard about sunk cost fallacy, where you feel like you've already invested some money into something and you gotta keep doing it. You gotta get your money's worth out of it. That's like a driving factor in a lot of the economy. That driving factor was just negated here. Just no, stop it, please. It's like going to dinner and you pay all this money for dinner and then you see it and you start eating it and you're like, I've changed my mind. I'm just not gonna eat. That's what this was. That's what streaming this game was like. I really hated this game. Like hated it. Like hated, I know that's a strong word, but like hate it. Anybody who's ever beaten this game, like legitimately, you must be the best gamer of all time, or you just have like a freaking, I don't know, like a masochistic streak. Sadist streak? Sadists? What are the ones that like to get hurt? Masochists like to hurt people. Sadists like to get hurt. I can't remember. Maybe flip-flop that. Whichever one. You're the one that likes to be tied into the chair and whipped real hard, okay?
What's wrong with you?
But old RNG, I'm too old for that. I can't do that anymore, man. I don't want to waste my time on a game I don't like that just wants to torture me, okay? It's time to move on to greener pastures. It's time to get tied to the comfy chair and get whipped. I honestly can't recommend this game to anyone. Even if you're a Star Wars fan, I vote that you avoid this just with every ounce of your being. It's just a miserable game. It was painful to play. Super Star Wars Return of the Jedi on the SNES is a 3 out of 10. It's freaking awful.